Okay, so it's tax time, and you're looking at your finances from last year, and you're thinking, I would like to improve some of this year. Well, my next guest has some steps to take now. Steve Siebold is a certified financial educator and author of this book. It's called How Money Works, Stop Being a Sucker. Steve joins us now live. Steve, stop being a sucker. Oh, I wasn't prepared for that line on there. How are we a sucker about money?
Well, we do things like put money in passbook savings accounts where we get 0.05%. Oh. And then the bank loans us our money back at 17.5%. Guess who gets rich?
Okay, and guess who the sucker is, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Your first point is, you heard me mention that it's tax time and we're evaluating what we did in 2020. But moving forward, you want us to forget about last year. Put that in the rearview mirror.
Exactly. This is a new year. Whatever happened last year is gone. Focus on the present and really getting your finances straight for this year. Because last year, for most people, was not as good as we had hoped it might be.
Well, it was a weird year in just every way. And financially, too, what was the hardest thing about 2020 financially, do you think?
Uncertainty. I mean, I think no one knew what was going to happen. Was the economy going to open back up? I mean, were we all going to die of COVID? I mean, there was no telling what was going to happen. So I think just the uncertainty, the job uncertainty, just kind of everything, the whole world shuts down, and it's never happened in any of our lifetimes before. So I think just living with uncertainty. Okay, so we're moving ahead now. Now that we're already, in the third month of this year, of this new year, and you want us to learn how to be a problem solver. You say making money requires solving somebody's problems. Yeah, in a free market economy, it's really about solving problems. And the bigger problem you solve, the more money you make. I mean, that's really what the free market economy is based on. So if you look at your expertise, your interests, and things that you're passionate about, see what problems you can solve, and then sell those solutions. What's an example of a problem solver recently you think that's made big money? Well, I think some of the companies that have pivoted to making masks, for example, manufacturing companies, all of a sudden they're making COVID masks, which we didn't even know what COVID was. So that's just an example. Didn't know about wearing a mask unless you were in surgery. I mean, right? Yeah, or robbing a bank. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. That's a good example. Yes. Everything related to COVID, right, would be an example of solving a current problem. Exactly. Yeah, delivering groceries. People don't want to go outside and risk being infected. So maybe delivering groceries, any kind of service that you can provide to people that they're looking for during this crazy time. Now, this next tip is the title of your book. You want us to learn how money works because you say it's not a mystery, but most of us treat it like it's something scary. Yeah, we're never taught these things in school. I mean, not high school, not college, not university, really anywhere. And these are just the basics of personal finance. That's why we wrote this book with my co-author, Tom Matthews, How Money Works, just to teach people the basics so they're covered, so they don't get ripped off by the financial industry, which for the last 150 years has been taking advantage of the public. Yeah, so we got to know this stuff. What is compound interest and what is it about investments and different kinds of investments and what it means to make a budget and those things that we should learn in school. We should learn these when we're younger. Absolutely. And it's the financial industry doesn't want the schools teaching kids how money works because they profit from the lack of transparency. They vary fees. They charge us outrageous amounts of money, and we don't even know the difference because we're uneducated as a country in this topic, and they don't want us to know. They want us to stay ignorant. You got all this in your book. These aren't secrets necessarily, but they're not well known. No, they're not secrets at all. They're very basic. We wrote this book literally so a 14-year-old kid could understand it because, Paul, all the financial books, for the most part, are written for people that are in the financial industry because they don't want, again, the more ignorant we are, the richer they get. That's why they don't ask us a lot of questions and try to teach us a lot of things because our ignorance, creates their wealth. Wow. This next one, I'm intrigued by this one, Steve, the update your beliefs about money. Because you think most of us have wrong thoughts about money. Tell me about that. Well, we have a negative relationship, most of us, with money because you think about the way you were brought up, unless it was a special circumstance. I remember being brought up in Chicago, and we were taught that money was the root of all evil, and rich people, don't go to heaven, and rich people are crooks, and their money is gained in ill-gotten ways, and all these negative things about money and wealthy people. So why would we try to attain something we've been, educated to have such disdain for?
So you say to view it in a positive way, having money is about freedom and opportunities and possibilities and things like that, right?
Well, it just makes your life easier. A lot of us are told, well, money will never make you happy. Well, it may not increase your happiness after a certain amount. But that's no question that's true. But it makes your life a lot more comfortable. It makes it easier. And who doesn't want their life to be easier, especially in these crazy times?
Well, yeah, true. And, I know that your tips are so sound and practical in this book. But you tell us we've got to do it ourselves. That build your own ship. You have to rescue yourself when it comes to these issues of money and finances.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you want to educate yourself in the very basics. You don't need to learn how to trade derivatives on Wall Street. It's not that kind of run a hedge fund. It's not that kind of thing. Just the very basics, and then get a financial professional to walk you through. You don't want to try to do it yourself, but you want to be educated. So when they make recommendations, you know what those recommendations actually are.
So you really do have to do your own homework first, because even if you hire a financial person, an advisor, you have to know what they're talking about.
Absolutely. I remember buying the first financial products, property insurance products 30 years ago. I had no idea the difference between permanent insurance and term insurance. And that's a very basic thing, like we cover in the book, among other things. But I didn't know what they were. And I bought policies, and like most people do, and you put them in a drawer, and you don't even know what the heck they are.
Yeah, wow. So your book is available wherever we buy books, or what?
Sure, Amazon's the easiest place, Paula, probably, or howmoneyworks.com is our website.
Okay, yeah. Very compelling, you guys, and very contemporary, up to date. How Money Works, stop being a sucker. Howmoneyworks.com is where you can go. Steve, thanks for being with us. I really I enjoy your directness about this, so thanks.
Thanks so much, Paula.
Bye now. All right, we're going to wrap